Chápu. Otevřu okno. Zdravím u dalšího videa. Druhé kapitolky season, což je rozjímací hra. Chviličku.
Já jsem si kosal do jazyka.
No. Jinak tady jsem otevřel. Zkouším, no, to je jogurtová s tím. Oni zase vyrostly platama, zase jsou větší prostě. Nejonky taky, všichni jsou větší. Co, koupil si kol? O, mirindu, tak to si dám. Každopádně já si těším a pokračujeme v prozkoumávání. To by se chtěl dostat tam, co? Ale ta se zatím nedostaneme.
This structure dominates the landscape but wasn't made for it. It's for passing through, for moving elsewhere. Someone was out here alone. They used the walls like I use my journal. One melody is like me out here alone. I have a feeling they use these music boxes to fall asleep.
Dobrá.
Time seems to pass differently around here. I feel so heavy and so light at the same time. I'm not really alone. I'm with myself. I'm with the earth.
Mhm.
No, čeká. Byla to kamarád babičky a dědy,
Mhm.
která žila právě v Berlíně. A byla Němka. A naštěvovali se takhle už i za komunismu a všechno. A vždycky, když přijela za dědou a s babičkou, tak nám dovezla tyhle ty čokolády. Yes. My jsme byli nadšení, že jo. My právě i různé předtím, které a oni byli předtím. Už je dobře.
They kept themselves company with music. Two voices is like me.
Druhá. Deset. Máme dál.
Looks like they made it out of here. But what is this group?
Jdeme dál. No, to vypadá jako... průchod dál.
In the empty places, I found companionship in the tapes I recorded before leaving home.
Nahrávám.
The elder told me the story of her life. I listened back to it,
Nemůžeš.
ready to note down
Ale zrovna
anything
tam
that
mluví,
seemed
tak jsem to chtěl poslouchat a číst si. Promiň, že jsem se zajímal, o čem tam mluví.
Let's set the scene for the listener. Whoever that might be. This is the elder speaking. We're sitting in the plaza, saying goodbye to a dear soul. We're here to see if there's anything useful in my mind that could help you on your trip. A century's worth of memories, dreams, fantasies, visions. Like a big, old, haunted library. When I die, this library will burn down. But which book should we check out first? I don't have all the answers, but I do feel the story of my life could help you understand what kind of world is out there. It's okay not to understand everything right away. The moment may pass before you've gotten a firm hold on it, but as long as you're there to witness it, to take it down in your journal, you and others to come will someday take the time to make sense of it all. First, I got old. That's an important step. Being an elder is all about how you react to strange events. The key is not to be surprised, but kind of frown, look serious, and say something like, "It begins." Never say, "I don't know." Say, "We dive into a pool of uncertainty." I was born on the ocean. My mother and father worked on a cruise ship. The short-lived but glorious watery republics. Floating cities. Most won their independence by the time I was born. How can I describe them? They were a jewel of the golden season. Pleasure boats with a radical political program. How nice. The golden age was a time of flags, logos, mottos, mastheads. My mom taught me to read them. She was a ship's philosopher. My dad was a recycling engineer. Recycling on the ship was a matter of life and death. We had to get the most out of every object and watt of energy. He struggled against waste and entropy. It was a never-ending puzzle of inputs and outputs. The waste of one system could be the source material for another. It was stressful work. I remember one time asking him what the trouble was. He said, "I'm trying to create a system that is more efficient than the human body, which had millions of years to evolve and still has vestigial organs, and dies if it doesn't have water for 3 days." His name was Mirek Kale. I loved the way the ship would tilt and roll with the waves, especially as I fell asleep. It was so comforting. Picture me as a kid in bed, feeling the swaying of the ship. It was like being rocked to sleep as a baby. I loved exploring the ship too, wandering through the suites, the swimming pool, the game rooms, and oh, there were 2 dance halls. A large, elegant one and another one in the basement. A lot of my firsts were down there. My first dance, my first kiss, and so forth. Our ship was taken over in the early days of the war. That was the end of the watery republics. I heard the dance hall in the basement became a weapons cache. Took me half my life to say goodbye to the world I knew in my youth. Imagine me and my parents and everyone I knew being escorted off the ship by a company of soldiers. And I'm thinking, I hope they don't make a mess of my room. I was embarrassed by the younger kids who were crying their eyes out, but they knew, I guess. Even as things got bad, I couldn't imagine the changes were permanent. It's easy now to look back and say, the internationalism of the golden season was violently breaking down. You can be naive about all kinds of things, but not war. Most of my life has been spent in isolated communities, and the one moment I was in the wild world, you couldn't pick a more chaotic time. And we had been warned the season was going to end. Oh, but we didn't understand the warning. You see, one night, along a coastline, we saw beautiful lights shimmering above the water. Later, we found out this was an ancient warning system. It hadn't been used in so long. We didn't know what it meant. We just thought, well, ain't that pretty? We tried to stick together and camped out on the coast of the prismatic grounds. I thought it was all temporary. I couldn't see how things would return to normal, but I was sure they would. Aside from that delusion, I was okay. Are you sure you want me to keep going? The story gets darker from here on. Okay, so conditions in the camp were getting worse. My mom got lost in thought for long periods of time. She'd be completely still for hours, days even. We realized she caught, well, now we call it time misperception disorder. It's when you lose your ability to tell how much time is passing. A minute can feel like an hour. A day can pass in 10 seconds. What's so hard is the feeling of absolute loneliness. Normally, we're all at least roughly in the same flow of time. But with this disorder, you walk alone, truly. We heard about a traveling doctor who could cure these kinds of diseases. I decided to go find him. I found out his name was Dr. Fumio, and he traveled with his son Lucio. People talked about him like he was a god. I described my mom's condition to Dr. Fumio. He said there was no cure yet, but there was a village high in the mountains. He thought it was high enough he'd have a better chance at treatment. Lower places are more dangerous. Valleys are the worst. He invited me to join them in going to the village, but I wanted to go back and get my parents and bring them with me. Yes, our Caro village. People thought it had been destroyed, or was a myth, but Lucio had a vision which showed us how to get here. I packed my things and got ready to leave the next morning. At night, my mom came to me in a dream. She was standing in a field of flowers. I'd grown since I last saw her. We were the same height. She pressed a finger hard into my palm. She taught me well. I knew the meaning of the gesture. I knew no matter what I did, I'd never see my parents again. In the morning, I told Dr. Fumio I would follow him to Caro village. The next few weeks were very physically tiring, hiking, climbing. And when we found the village, building, planting, cleaning, Fumio brought sick people from all over the world, and they got better. The treatments worked. Everyone was healing. So why couldn't I? One day, we got word the war was over. We never found out how it ended. It was like peace just swept over the earth in a split second. There was a party in the plaza to celebrate the end of the war, but I couldn't bring myself to go. Yes, it was over. But that night, as I was falling asleep, I felt the bed tilt and sway gently, as if it was being tossed on the waves of the ocean, as if I was back in my bedroom on the ship, as if I was back in my mother's arms, being rocked gently to sleep. I knew I was finally home, and nothing could hurt me.
I imagined coming upon a place as hidden and singular as my own village. Eventually, I found myself circling a valley, looking for a way in.
Já asi potom ještě skočím stejně, jo, film. Já jsem ještě neviděl 3. sezónu ani.
This valley is asking people for a visit. I should oblige it.
Jo, ten balíček byl dobrý.
Což bylo dobrý, balíček. Myslíš tu čokoládku?
Tohle. Já jsem koupila nějaký zlát. A to jsem dostělala tapku. A to byla vlastně...
Jo, ty říkáš, že to byl dobrý káv, jako dobrý nákup. Já myslel, jako, že přímo dobrá.
A jo, byla skvělá.
Jo. Máme teďka doma čokolády z Německa a užíváme se každý den sebe jedno. I když je ty malé, no. Vyfotíme. To asi ve značkové prodejně těch, jo.
We never use this kind of technology in my village. Nobody
Na
chose
to bys stejně neměla čas, ne?
Poslední volný termín. Další jak jsem na
Stejně by bylo asi na díl, takže. No, město.
Must be a car, but it looks weird. I haven't seen one like this in my books.
Elmes, živý člověk.
Oh. The valley. One second.
What will happen when we do as instructed and gather around this fake person?
Is that a strotopop? What are they called? What is it? I love old gear like that. It's getting more and more rare. I had a camera, but it broke. Not that interesting of a story, I guess. What are you doing here? It is some moment we got going here, but I don't want to talk your ear off. What kind of stuff are you recording? Nature. I love it. The valley would be a good place to use those tools. Too bad it's closed down. Let me finish up here, huh?
I'm not the first to do this, just the first in a long time.
This was like a second home for a while. That was fun earlier when you showed up. And I was carrying the cardboard man. You were like, who are these guys? I've been pretty bored here. You know, the valley's gonna be flooded soon. That's why nobody can go in there. The dam is falling apart. It's too old. There's nobody left who knows how to repair it. We're taking it down so we'll know when it'll collapse. It gives us time to evacuate everyone. Greyhounds. We're a community organization. We do all kinds of fun stuff. Health clinics, mine sweeping, daycare, evacuations, weddings. We're new. We'll do anything to make the future better than the present. No big deal. We're trying to get new things going. But it's hard. The past really has a tight grip on people. Doesn't feel like a fair fight. So we're trying to, well, anyway. It's funny. I stood guard here for a week, and I've only seen greyhounds like myself, and valley people on their way out. But now I see you, and you're like a new element or something. I've never met anyone doing what you're doing. And we greyhounds gotta support new things. So, I'm not supposed to let anyone in. How can I? Jeez. I think you should go down into the valley and take a look. Gotta try something here. Dang it. I was trying to wink. Well, you get the idea. Go on and put that old gear to use. You can take my map of the valley too. I don't need it anymore. I'll be down to pick everyone up around midnight. See you then.
Ani jsem se nenahrál a nevyfotil, škoda.
I met a greyhound. He let me into the valley. I think he wanted me to record what the greyhounds were up to. And he gave me a map. The assembly point seemed like a good place to start. I wonder what he expects me to discover in the valley. The elder said that people were exhausted by symbols after the war. But here are a few hanging. It seems like I'll have to wait for night to enter the shrine.
Tak.
The elder warned me about valleys. She said they were dangerous. I feel a dulcet tension in the air. I enter to see the moment between seasons.
No, takže nemáme fotit a nemáme zahazovat
I'll think
odpadky.
about what kind of visitor I want to be. A skeletal version of the kind of billboard I saw earlier.
Se podíváme tady. Vypadá, že nic. OK, takže jedeme do městečka, které zanikne, jsem pochopil. Že je staré. To je most krásný. Přesně jí bývalý akvadukt vypadá. Super.
I am probably the last person that will ever be welcomed here by this sign. The elder told me there's very little information about the years before 500. All above will remain, all below will wash away. I have wondered
Náhodných
about the
mrtvých.
lives beneath unkept graves.
A radši to vyfotíme. No, flowers.
I wonder what the flowers have to say. She must have been important to have such an elaborate solitary tomb. These metal animals are looking up, expectantly. All the rituals for the dead in my village require the body, so we couldn't perform them for my dad. But I can make my life a ritual for his memory. A green space. I feel memory in the air like pollen. It reminds me of a poem my dad was never able to finish. The first line was, "If you want to awaken the dead, just whisper."
Zajímavé, že jsme tady takový přifetlí. Tady ještě něco bude. Tady je ta kytka jedna.
This flower has a shimmering quality.
The people here are so weak.
I heard guns.
Something frightening happened in this memory. But what was it?
Splnil mi to achievement, že jsem našel tajné botanické mluvení. Skočím. Čo jsem jen míchnout guláš. Co ozváme se v té hře? Tohle jsou hezké, ty si vyfotíme. Jsme hezky pod tím akvaduktem. Takže jsme teďka na zastávce. Dobrý je, že nám to ukazuje takové trošku body zájmu.
I never learned about this technology in school. Could it be emergency rations from the war? I will leave it alone. It sounds like they want to adapt their organization to the people in it, and not the other way around.
asi tohle, ne?
There's a number to call for questions regarding the dam. There must be a lot of people going to the city if they need to keep track of them with cards. Imagine if the man I met is the only living Greyhand, and the rest are cardboard. The Greyhands want to end this season.
OK, to máme další věc. Jo, a tady je toho.
Say they're going to build the next season. How?
Takže to máme všechno.
The Greyhands are the future in all its uncertainty, the good and the bad, the hope and fear of progress. The loneliness of this season will be left behind. A collective project is coming. The process of taking people out of the valley was also a kind of ritual, a way of bridging one life to another. They know the world they're leaving. The next one hasn't been created yet.
Okay.
It's hard to imagine something new, a new way of living, but they're trying. The Greyhands seem to care what people think about them.
Jako měli.
There seems to be suspicion about the real condition of the dam and why it's being taken down.
To je taková příjemná. Asi pojedeme pohled.
Oh, thank God someone is still down there. I've been trying to get a hold of someone for hours. Ah, thank you. I forgot the Day Zero materials. You know, the visual literature, the warm bath of ideas? I left it at the dig site. It should be sitting on a barrel with a fruit sticker on it. Oh, wait! Hold on. I forgot to do the secret password. I don't even know who you are. Is it too late now, you think? Yeah, the locals don't use the telephone anyway. The hermit in the woods is afraid to because she got hit by lightning once. Anyways, thanks for answering. The Day Zero material is in the dig site, pretty sure. It should be sitting on a barrel that has a fruit sticker on it. You know, I guess I was going to say you could bring it to me, but the flood will destroy it anyway. So actually, I was worried for nothing. Everything is lost in a flood. God, we really know what we're doing. I'm excited for this all to be over.
Zalíval jsem to před chvilkou vodou, jo, trošku.
I'm excited for this all to
Tak tam
begin.
přidáš potom vývar.
Bye bye now.
Když se ti to pálilo, tak jsem prostě tam rychle něco přilil.
This machine looks powerful. It must have done the work of many people. Is that your name on your collar? Let's see. You are Madrigal.
Ve většině her máte prostě
And you are Mata.
házení psů jako tu metu, ale tady hladíte krávy. Pohodíme si všechny a pojmenujeme.
And your name is Tupet. I wonder who named you that. You are a cow and you are named Krasnahorka.
Hork, jo.
A beautiful cow named Gorp.
Tamhle je to schovaná. Ale zdrhla, to se vyfotíme.
The name of this cow is TVC-15. Oh my. Filled with grain for the future. The farmer didn't know they wouldn't need it. And the seventh cow's name was Balto. Cows from all over the world came here to compete in cow stuff? The golden season seems like such a different world.
We got a big show today.
Huge show.
Breaking news. The Greyhands have died.
We're being reborn, baby.
And we're taking suggestions for our new name.
Live on the air suggestions from the rank and file.
You don't even need to be a Greyhand to
Jsi
suggest
slekl?
a
Jsem
name.
tě jen pohodil.
True?
The number to call is 0019. That is 0019. First caller, hit us with a name.
Hi, yeah. I was thinking the bricklayers.
Okay. Bricklayers.
Laying some bricks. Well, yeah, thanks for the suggestion.
We'll be taking them all afternoon, so keep them coming.
That number again is 0019. You're listening to Greyhand Radio. We are broadcasting live from Greyhand HQ.
And we're gonna take a little break.
If the Greyhands are changing their name, you'd know them as something else.
Kanál, na který reagují všechny krávy. Určitě. Jsem pro. Můžeme zkusit nějaké to další koření. Za ty křídla bych asi zkusil tu lambdu. Což tam je česnek, cibule, bylinky, kamenná sůl, česnek, cibule, taturejka, cukr, petržel, rozmarín, tymián, oregano. To zní dobře.
These people had to leave so much behind. The sound of this bell has a lot of
Okay, teď se spojí. No, bude pomalu končit. Každopádně, pokud se vám video líbilo a chtěli byste pokračování, že vás ta hra zaujala, tak napište do komentářů. Tak prosím o like a
It gives
odběr
me a
a
headache
my si
trying
ještě
to
dáme
imagine what a machine like this was used for. I have no idea.
inspiraci. No.
Compared to my village, they lived in the open here. They lived on the land itself. I hope in the future, at least some people are still living like that.
Tak jo. Tady se teda s vámi loučím a na viděnou příště.